If you thought the internet would spare even the most followed person on TikTok, you'd be very wrong. Charli D'Amelio has been under a lot of fire recently, and for the most petty things. But before we get into all the tea, just a reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We'll be giving away a MacBook Pro, iPhone 12 Pro, or GoPro Hero 8. It's all your choice. So make sure to leave a like, comment the keyword Trisha Charli, subscribe, and turn on the notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that easy. Let's begin. Recently, she posted a video with James Charles on YouTube where they both have dinner with the whole D'Amelio family. Now, this video was a regular vlog. However, 2 clips from it went viral, and fans were not happy about it. The first clip was about how the sisters behaved with their personal chef, gagging at the food he made. And the other clip consisted of Charli saying that she wished she would have been able to reach 100 million TikTok followers in a year. People took this comment the wrong way and said that Charli was ungrateful for the fame she has and is entitled. As a reply to this, Trisha Paytas, a 32-year-old YouTuber who always pops in where drama is going in, did the same in this case. She posted a TikTok video saying that the 2 sisters are ungrateful and spoiled bratty. That's not all. She also claimed that she was worried about the D'Amelio sisters and said that someone should be censoring the things they see because they're minors. Although she understood the struggles of being in the spotlight at a young age, she harshly criticized them on how they're spoiled. In response to an interview that the sisters did with Pop Sugar, she asked them if someone is holding them against their will to do all this. The most astonishing part is that she herself said that she wouldn't be talking about minors, but then again continued to talk about Charli, who was just 16. This is exactly what she said. Charli is a minor, so I'm going to try to handle this with literal kid gloves because she's a child and I understand that. I haven't been rude. I've given constructive criticism as far as the situation goes, but really do feel for her. This is the internet. This is social media. People are allowed to give opinions. You have very entitled behavior, both you and your sister. It's unbecoming. According to her, she was providing the 2 sisters with constructive criticism and even blamed her parents for not protecting them enough. Some time ago, when Trisha was found on the Frenemies podcast with Ethan Klein, she called Charli boring and that she wasn't a good dancer. That's not all. She also questioned why Charli and Addison Rae were popular even though they were basic. You'd think she'd stop there because they're just kids having fun, but she went on to say that Addison might become a prostitute. In the end, Trisha knows what she's saying is wrong, but goes with it anyway. That's why she said, she's young. I shouldn't be this mean, but also like, what? I just don't get it. For saying all of this, she apologized in her TikTok live, as at the time, she didn't know Charli was a minor. If you're a fan of Charli, you know that she stays away from drama as much as she can until it's absolutely necessary to respond. This was one of those situations where Charli felt compelled to talk. After Trisha made such harsh comments, or what she calls constructive criticism, Charli took matters into her own hands. On an Instagram live, she spilled all her feelings about these things. She said, "The other thing is, people are just getting involved just to get involved. Trisha Paytas, you have been completely rude to me multiple times, saying she doesn't have a personality, she can't dance, she's basic. You have your own problems. Please stop worrying about mine. That's all I have to say on that. Please stop talking about me. You're not a very nice person. Sorry." The poor girl was sobbing the whole time and had a complete breakdown on the live while talking about this. But, like always, Dixie came to defend her sister against this controversy. Instead of directly speaking up about it, she did a much pettier thing. She posted a TikTok of herself dancing to the audio of Trisha Paytas saying the N-word. She wrote in the caption, "I couldn't find the sound for this dance, so I chose a random one. Hope that's okay. Anyways, let's get back to the renegade," with a smiley emoji. How savage is that? This was just to remind people that Trisha had freely used the N-word in the past. Dixie immediately deleted the video when she started getting some criticism for it. One user on Twitter said, "This makes both Dixie and Trisha look bad. She's trivializing something extremely offensive to try to dunk on Trisha. I'm disgusted with them both at this point." Trisha then responded to Dixie saying that she had apologized numerous times for using such a slur, while pointing out that Dixie was smiling at it yesterday. Another thing she said was that she was just 22 at the time, putting emphasis on the fact that this happened 10 years ago. Trisha tweeted this to Dixie, "I said this 10 years ago and I've since apologized numerous times. You danced and smiled to it yesterday. Where's your apology? Not cool in 2020, girl." Dixie said in a TikTok comment with all caps, yes, that's how serious she was, that she was just trying to prove a point and did not want to promote a racist audio. She said, "I made my point. It's done. It's over. And Charli is a queen. Good night." James, who was also involved in the video, thought it was enough and also took to Twitter to respond to some of the hate. He tweeted regarding the 2 sisters and Trisha's uninvited involvement. "This Charli situation is not sitting right with me. 100 million followers in 1 year and y'all expect her to know how to be a perfect role model? Death threats because she's a picky eater and made a joke about a milestone? 30-plus-year-olds dragging someone half their age? Feels familiar." This was a perfectly sound response to the entire feud, but Trisha had to intervene as well. She retweeted this along with the caption, "Poor parenting on your parents' end, James, for allowing you to be friends with Tati, a middle-aged woman while you were a teen. Unfortunately, you were the victim then, but now Charli is the victim you being friends with a minor is predatory. Let's clear something up here. Trisha even dragged James into this mess for no reason and made him look like a bad guy. James hasn't been too close to Charli, and everyone knows that. He has been close to the whole D'Amelio family, not just the underage girl. She went after him for hanging out with an underage girl while continuing to criticize the same underage girl. Miss Paytas needs to set her morals right. In this TikTok, James said, "I didn't want to respond to this because I didn't want to give Trisha the attention that she's clearly craving. However, I have now been accused of being a child groomer, and this is not an accusation that I'm going to take lightly. To insinuate that the relationship between Charli and I is anything other than just a friendship is absolutely disgusting." Charles continued to say, "I don't need Charli and Charli does not need me." Charles continued on to say, "I became friends with the D'Amelio family as a whole very early on because this was all very new to them, and I wanted to be a friend and a mentor in any way that I possibly could. And Charli and I, despite not being the same age, had one thing in common, which is coming into the spotlight at a very young age." That was him just defending himself, and he goes on to attack Trisha, saying that Trisha has never experienced the struggle of being in the spotlight at a young age. He said the only reason she was in the spotlight was because of the racist things she said, the N-word, the blackface, and how she offended the trans and the DID community. He continued saying how Trisha said Hitler wasn't that bad of a guy, voted for Trump, and basically started a fight with every other creator on the platform. In the end, he finished off his rant by saying this, "You are in no position to be talking about me and my career, so I highly recommend that you stop starting fights with people that are half your age, pack it up, and work on holding yourself and your best friends around you because they and you are the problem." The biggest shock is that every claim Charles made has been evidence on Trisha's channel. Hopefully this feud ends soon and things go back to normal because Charli and her family have suffered enough.